Okay, let's dive into this explainer, everyone. Today, we are cracking open the 2026 dossier on one of the absolute biggest juggernauts on the internet right now, the royalty family. If you've ever watched their content, you know it's literally bursting with colorful, fast-paced energy. But right now, we're going to kind of peel back the curtain, strip away the noise, and look at the raw demographic data to see exactly what makes this YouTube powerhouse tick in the year 2026.
Part 1. The channel founders, the international anchors. Every time that we go to Disneyland, the first thing that we do is we got it in!
You didn't trust me?
All right. I mean, wow, right? That little moment instantly plunges us headfirst into Andrea's vibrant, wonderfully chaotic energy. It is honestly the perfect hook to introduce the matriarch of the channel.
Looking at her 2026 profile, Andrea Espada is hitting 39 years old. Born August 17, 1986, this Colombian Leo didn't just stumble into internet fame. No way! She brought a serious media pedigree to YouTube, having built an impressive career as a Colombian television personality, a host for UFC Now, and a massively popular Instagrammer. She is, without a doubt, the undeniable anchor of the family's entire media presence.
But hey, beside every great anchor is a totally awesome partner. Which brings us to King Ali.
I got to get me a Goofy jersey. This is all me right here, along with the Donald hat.
You literally couldn't ask for a better summary of his laid-back, supportive vibe. He's just so completely down to lean into the silliness for the camera.
So King Ali, who you probably know best as 4K Poppy, is hitting a really huge milestone in 2026. He is turning 40. Born over in Lebanon on November 25, 1985, this Sagittarius brings such a distinct, creative eye to the whole family dynamic. As a professional photographer and Andrea's partner, he's really the visual architect making the magic happen behind the lens.
Moving right along to Part 2, the royalty kids, the rising generation. And we're going to organize these guys chronologically here, going straight from oldest to youngest.
Just listen to the sheer scale of this idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bunch of super high bouncy trampolines, and then I'm going to place them in a circle. I mean, talk about ambition. This wild, totally chaotic stunt plan perfectly introduces the oldest son, Farron. It's exactly the kind of high-octane hook that drives millions and millions of views.
By 2026, Farron is right in the thick of his teenage years at 15. He was born July 26, 2010, and he actually shares some super striking similarities with his mom, Andrea. They were both born in Colombia, and get this, they share the exact same Leo birth sign. On the channel itself, though, he's absolutely carved out his own distinct lane as the fashion-forward member of the family.
I'm a boy. I want to play downstairs. I want to play. You want to play? Okay, but you can't come downstairs. You got to stay here. Oh man, this right here brings us to the middle child, Milan, with such a highly relatable, everyday parenting moment. It's that classic, endless negotiation of a young kid who just wants to roam around the house.
Fast forward to 2026, and Milan is 5 years old. He's a Gemini, born on June 1, 2020. So the crucial point is really his birthplace, the United States. Milan represents a massive geographic shift for the family's timeline, actually becoming the very first member of the unit to be born in the US.
Finally, we've got to bring in the youngest member of the bunch, Blue Amal. Just listen to this incredibly sweet little snippet directed right at her. Mama and Daddy have a special experience for you today. You're going to love it. Can I get a kiss, please? Wow. It just perfectly encapsulates that warm, loving, family-centric core that their content is really all about.
Rounding out the Family Character Select roster in 2026, Blue Amal is just 3 years old. Born January 10, 2023, she's a Capricorn, and exactly like her older brother Milan, she was born in the United States. And that basically completes the core individual dossiers for all 5 members.
All right, let's step back for Part 3, the family by the numbers. Analyzing the dossier data. Time to take a macro look at the whole unit.
When you actually map these birth years out on a timeline, the unique structure of this family becomes incredibly striking. You've got King Ali and Andrea, born in 85 and 86, and this brilliantly illustrates the massive 14-year gap before Farron arrives in 2010. And hey, it doesn't stop there. Another 10-year gap passes before Milan shows up in 2020, followed super quickly by Blue Amal in 2023. You essentially have 3 totally different generational cohorts trying to create content under one roof.
Now, looking at their global origins, the data reveals a fascinating, almost perfectly even split. You have 2 family members born in the US, 2 born in Colombia and 1 born in Lebanon. So the foundational culture of this channel is deeply, deeply international, which I'd say definitely plays a huge role in their massive global appeal.
Synthesizing these 2026 metrics gives us the big picture all at a single glance. You've got a 40-year-old, a 39-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And astrologically speaking, it's a real mix. A Sagittarius, 2 Leos, a Gemini, and a Capricorn, all navigating the wild pressures of internet stardom together.
All of this data leaves us with a really vital question to ponder. With family members spanning a massive 37-year age spread, how on earth will the dynamics of this channel continue to evolve? I mean, making content that genuinely works for a 15-year-old is vastly different than trying to entertain a 3-year-old toddler, right? How they manage to balance these incredibly distinct life stages is definitely going to be the ultimate key to their longevity. So keep that in mind the next time one of their videos pops up on your feed. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.